If you are paying a videographer right now in your business to help you create content, they might be the reason why your content is not performing well. A lot of business owners think that hiring a videographer is the secret ticket to unlocking like business growth, that all they gotta do is get this person on and their content is gonna be changed forever. What we see so many times is that someone brings a videographer on and then 3 to 6 months later, they fire them and feel like they just wasted 15 to 20 grand just out the window. And they feel like they just wasted 15 grand because the content did nothing to help the business actually grow. These are the 8 different ways that your videographer actually might be killing your business. The first thing is that they're a button pusher. Sure, they have technical skill, but when they show up to shoots, all they do is act as a button pusher. Yep, looks good, you're in the right spot, audio is good, press record, and then when it's done, hit unrecord, and then they leave. There's nothing there that they build with you with. There's no sense of them directing you or helping set up shots and understanding scripts beforehand and laying things out and, like a shot list and these other things. All they do is show up, press record, make sure you're in frame, it looks good and audio is running, and then move on to the next. They just go through things. I see this a lot. You do not want a button pusher because content ends up turning flat, boring, kind of makes you sometimes when you feel like someone that is not engaged with you actually shooting the content, it makes you feel more reserved and you don't bring your best self out in the content. So you gotta have someone that is more than just someone who shows up to content shoots and presses the record button. The second reason why your videographer might be killing your content is they don't know how to create momentum with you. I can't tell you how many great content ideas are things that we've executed on with clients that weren't planned necessarily, but we were on the shoot, on the scene, being just observant, listening, and came up with an idea on the spot because we're integrated in. See, if your person that you're with doesn't actually feel like they're invested into the shoot and wanting your results and your outcome, sometimes again, there's just no momentum that's being there. They're just there to be there. They want to go home right after. And if you have someone like that, it's killing your content. You need a videographer that is actually there and is actively participating and listening and is helping to say, hey, I love what we did here. This makes me think this way. What if we did a piece of content on this and spun it this way with this type of hook like here? That is how some of the best pieces of content that we've created for people has been created. Spur of the moment. Now we're so big on scripting and coming ready and complete, but sometimes like as creative people, you just think of things on the fly. So you want to have someone that creates momentum on these shoots with you. And the other side of this is so much of content is energy. If you have low energy and you talk like this and you don't feel comfortable and the video person behind the screen is like really not talkative and doesn't know how to settle you in, and it just makes it way more awkward, and then your content feels awkward and the viewer thinks you're awkward and it doesn't do anything good, right? A great video person knows how to settle you in, relax, make the shoot fun, make it go the way that it should be. Bring out the best side of you, because your best content also is on the other side of you bringing out the best you. You want people to see that. So having a great videographer that is able to bring out that momentum within you is amazing. And if you don't, could be reason number 2 of why your content is not performing. Reason number 3 is they have zero understanding of marketing. Now, this is a fine line with a lot of videographers because there is an art to videography. Shots and frame and light and exposure and moving and all these different things that make something feel elevated. But also on the flip side of that, I think a lot of videographers can sometimes get lost in what we're actually trying to do here, which is be effective marketers and get people to actually watch the video that we're sharing, understand our message, and move closer to working with us if they're the right client. And sometimes I think that a videographer just gets too lost in the art of creating a great video. They get too lost in the art of like the frame needs to be perfect and this piece of B-roll and this and this and this, versus just like, hey, this video just needs to be effective. So if your videographer is so lost in what the video was looking like versus is this actually going to be an effective piece of content, could be a reason of why your content isn't actually performing well. Number 4 is technical skills, meaning you got your Temu videographer. They got a nice camera or they don't have a nice camera, but no matter what is they don't really know how to work the thing. So they show up to shoots and you have these grand ideas of how transitions that you want to do, things of engagement, but they just actually have no idea how to work the damn thing to the fullest ability to actually get those ideas from just being ideas in your head to actually ideas that are now videos created, posted to your feed that are getting in front of your ideal clients. So you got to make sure, don't just go straight into hiring a videographer. Stuff that we've even done for ourselves is we do like free shoots or a low offer shoot with people, because I am so big on that value is created after the experience. So have the videographer that you're potentially thinking about hiring, have them come out and just do a one-off shoot with you. Actually see their technical skills and see how they can go about things and what the film looks like at the end. Huge thing. And again, this could be a reason why your content is not performing, is if your videographer just doesn't have the technical skills to make great film. Which I understand sounds a little contradicting to the point I just made before about getting lost in the art. But again, there is a fine balance. The person needs to have skill in order to know how to make something look great, but not get lost so much in that, but also understanding how to make something effective. So I just wanted to say that before you start, well, you just said that it's this and that. No, okay, both are important, but you can't get so lost in one without actually paying attention to the other. Both are very important. The fifth thing is they have no ideas ever that they bring to a shoot. And it feels like when you guys meet up for a shoot, you text your videographer, you meet up once every other weekend, and it seems like the first hour of the content shoot is you're sitting there scrolling your phone, scrolling Instagram, trying to find reels that you can implement into your own. And like, that is just not the way to go about it, because what actually ends up happening is you paid for 3 hours of time and you thought you were gonna get 10 videos, but what ends up happening is you get 3 videos in 3 hours time. And just to stay on top and consistent with everything, you now got to do it again next week. And your videographer just keeps on doing it that way because, hey, they don't care. They're getting paid. You're bringing the scripts and they come up with stuff and they feel like they're a part of the process. But a great videographer comes ready with their own ideas because they do not want that to happen. They understand the importance of efficiency and getting a lot of things done in the given amount of time that they have. They are going to have different things for you to be able to shoot. They are not just going to come to the shoots empty-handed. I've seen this a lot. And again, if your videographer does this, it could be a reason of why your content is not producing results. Number 6 is your videographer only cares about views. Everything is about TikTok trend this, or I saw this trending on Instagram, or this music is going viral. And all this sounds like to you is like, oh my God, so much noise. Why do we care about what everybody else is doing? And why don't we just ever talk about what the brand's about, who we want to help, how we help them, and the other great, amazing stuff that we're doing? Because I think sometimes a thing that videographers get lost in is they think that their performance is directly correlated to the amount of views that they're bringing a business. And I don't think that is correct, because what I think is if your content's getting a lot of views, it means it's very general, because that's why a lot of people and the algorithm's pushing it to people, because it can relate to a lot of people. What I think is general doesn't actually get people to take action, to take the next steps, because it's all surface level. It doesn't actually hit someone to where they feel like that video was meant for them, that they want to move closer to you. So you don't want a videographer where their whole game plan with you of how they're going to create content is just following trends and what's viral and doing that. You need someone who's going to actually understand your brand and know how to push those messages forward in order to create the right conversations with the right people. Number 7 is no data. They go, you've been shooting for 2, 3, 4 months now, and they have not once asked you, hey, can I see your Instagram analytics? Can I look at your YouTube studio? Can I see your TikTok? I want to know, what percentage of our videos are getting people to watch to the 3-second mark? How many people are actually retention? Like, what does our retention rate look like on this? How many people are actually watching the first 30 seconds to the next 60 seconds? How many people are clicking and going here? Actually getting in and looking at the specifics of the content to say, hey, look, at these last 5 reels that we didn't get anyone to go past the 3-second mark. We're missing dramatically on the hooks. So now they know for the next time when they go, they're going to spend a lot more time on the hooks. Or, hey, look, our hooks are doing well, but we're getting people to drop off all at the 10-second mark. So people aren't staying because they don't see our content relevant, or we're not packaging it the right way. You can't pivot from what's bad to what's good if you're not actually like paying attention to what could be possibly bad happening. So a good videographer is always going to have a pulse on what the actual data is telling them about the content. And if your videographer isn't, that's why your content isn't getting you results. And the last thing, number 8, If you've been doing content for 6+ months and you have zero growth within your content, within your business, then you have the wrong videographer. If you had the right videographer in your business for 6 months, even if they might be not hitting the exact A+ mark on 1 or 2 of the things that we mentioned before, if you've been working with a videographer for 6 months, you should have results in your business. And if you don't, then you need to move on to the next videographer, because if you're paying 3-4 grand a month and for 6 months and you spent 20 grand just to have content on but no actual business results to show from it, then that just seems like a bad investment. And I get the whole compounding of content takes time, you need to invest in it, give it time to be able to grow, but 6 months is plenty of a time. And if your videographer is saying that they need another 6 months or more time or this and that, you just got someone who's more worried about collecting the cash from you than they actually are about you getting the results. So these are the 8 reasons that your videographer might actually not be helping you to grow your business with content. If your content hasn't been performing, it could be from one of these reasons. So maybe you got to have some honest conversations with your videographer, show them this video, let them know, hey, I feel like we could be doing better with this. These are some things that maybe we can do differently, and send it to them. And hopefully you have a great conversation, because I want you to get results with your videographer. Because when you have the right videographer in your business, it like brings 10x the amount of results to what you can do within. Because, you know, we all need content to get out there, to get in front of the people that we can help, in order for them to be like, wow, I like this person. Maybe I should hit them up because I have this problem and they can solve it. So that can't happen if you don't have great content. So if you found this video helpful, please subscribe. We drop a new video every single week on Friday. So we will see you on the next one.